Hello, this is my first video of a two-part series that will be my entry into Emma's Spareroom Machine Shop Toolmaking Competition 2017. Here is a link to the competition, so if you want to enter, it's not too late. Get something in to Emma. This first video will contain a description of what I plan to make, and it will be followed by a second video that shows the completed project as well as the work that went into making the tool. This year I'm making a finger plate. Finger plate's a good tool for holding small items when working in a drill press or belt sander, and it's not only a good tool, it's an important tool. I know somebody personally that was holding a small item while drilling and it got away from him and he wound up in the emergency room and he doesn't have full use of his fingers anymore. So this is a good thing to have. When I work on the mill, or excuse me, on the drill press, I actually made T-nuts that fit my drill press, and I actually use the hold down kit from my for my mill. So that's something I normally do because I think of, you know, Rich and his fingers there. There are plenty of designs out there for the finger plates, and there's even an excellent video by ClickSpring who made a beautiful looking one. The thing looked like artwork. Me personally, I'm one of those people that Emma pointed out last week is pushing beyond their experience level with this. I don't normally sit around and try to make, you know, really nice looking tools. If you watch my videos, I'm usually fixing stuff in the shop here, and when I run into a problem, my lathe and mill is the get me unstuck tools, and usually I'll go over to the whiteboard, I'll think what I need, I'll draw something real quick, and I'll bang out something really simple that, and I don't care if it looks pretty, and it'll get me unstuck. It's usually a tool or something, really simple tool to get me unstuck. I don't usually do stuff like this. The only time I've done something like this before was year before last for the 2015 What's in Your Box, Keith Fenner's What's in Your Box giveaway. To be quite honest, this will also be my tool donation for the 2017 What's in Your Box giveaway, and some worthy recipient will get this tool when this is all done. So when this is done, this gets shipped off to Keith. This project was also my first real design in Fusion 360. It's a free program that's, well, I'm sorry, it's a program that's free for hobbyists. It's not a free program, but if you're a hobbyist, they'll let you use it for free. So, and the thing I like about it is I can do the designs, and then I also can do the drawings. So this is going to be the actual finger plate itself. I did the, like I said, a simple design, just a V here for holding the round stock, a notch here for drilling, and then just a center hole. That's really what it is. I made this 4x4, but actually in looking at the 4-inch steel that I bought to make this from, it's 4 inches on the outside of this protrusion from when they rolled it. So what I'm going to have to do is mill this side and this side until I get it flat, measure that, and then whatever that measures, that'll be the same dimension here. So instead of 4x4, it's going to be 3.9 something probably, and so it'll still be square, hole will still be in the center, and all the rest of it will be, you know, proportionally the same. So the next thing that I was going to be making after that is probably, actually not probably, will be the most complicated thing I've ever milled, or going to mill. I was going to make it out of this piece of metal here that I've already bead blasted to get the mill scale off. And this has a couple chamfers on it. It has this angle here, which I'm thinking about how I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to use a stop or something so it winds up in the center. And you know, I didn't do anything fancy, because some of them you see that are real fancy. I just did this with a notch and a bevel. So, and that's going to be pushing my level a little bit, but I think it'll look nice when it's done. We'll see. So the third thing I was going to be doing is making the nut for it. This is lathe work, which I'm, you know, more experienced with. I've had a lathe a lot longer than a mill. So this I was just going to you know, make it, knurl it, and just make it to these dimensions. These dimensions are a little bit odd, like 1.1. Why would I do that? Well, actually, it's kind of interesting. Like I said, this is my first real thing that I'm making out of Fusion 360 that's a little bit more complicated than just that press that I made for the U-joints. And this is the first time I actually took all of these parts and put them in one drawing and put them together. I'm not up to the level of John Saunders like he did the other day, where he made the calipers that moved that he downloaded. But I did find out how to put it all in one drawing and put it together, and it was kind of nice because I saw the proportions were all wrong. This I made way too small, so what I did is I monkeyed with it until it looked nice in the drawing, and that's why these measurements are what they are. And I'll make them to that because this is 1 1/4. So, but anyway, so I was pushing my experience level with that as well. I ordered some grade 5 hardware from Fastenal, so this is going to be for the center, and I'm probably going to cut it and use it as a stud, because when I was messing around in the drawing where I put all the components together, this is way too long. It won't look nice. So what I'm going to do is when I put it together, I'm going to figure out where it looks nice and cut it and use it as a stud. And this is what I have for the jack screw in the back. But I was messing around in Fusion 360, and I found last night that you can click on a tab, look through the McMaster car catalog, and I found a knurled thumb screw that would be ideal for this. So I actually clicked on a little image button and it ported it right into my drawing, which is incredible. And then when I saw that it fit, I went up to the tab and said buy it, and it shows up Tuesday. That was very smart by McMaster Car, because I wasn't even thinking of them. And you know, I have a thumb screw coming, so anyway, I'm going to use this till that gets here. So, but anyway, this is what I was doing, and then I was going to show you the 3D model that I made in Fusion now. Okay, here's the finger plate that I plan on making. I really hope it turns out as good as this drawing here, or this assembly here. This is the first time I've ever actually assembled anything in Fusion 360, and I'm not as good as John Saunders, where he could make these things screw up and down and things like that. I just literally took the components, put them together, set them in place, and that gave me a chance to look at the perspective of how things look, which, like I said, came in handy for getting the scale on this great, proper, and seeing how the parts relate to each other. So here's all the parts right here, and I just literally put them in there into one drawing. The other thing, as I pointed out before, is this thumb screw. That's something that I had just found out. You can go to insert for the McMaster car catalog and say if you want an eye bolt. Let's take this one. You go down and pick an eye bolt that you like, say that one, click on product detail, go down to here, 3D step save, and you just wait for a few seconds and it'll import that part right into your drawing. You can move it around, you can rotate it, you put it like this, you could do whatever you want. You're done, hit enter, and there you go, you have a part in your assembly there. So the other nice thing is if you go in here, and I can see I can toggle that on and off, that's the part number. So you can go back up into the McMaster car thing here, and you can actually order that part. So once you finish an assembly, you can order all the parts that you put in it. Now I don't need this, so I'm just going to delete it. But that's just a nice thing to know, and that's where I got that thumb screw. So just by doing that, I searched through the inventory and found something that would work, and it worked. The other thing, actually, which I did with this for the first time, which I had used, was this feature where you can, let me get this in a good position, inspect. And what I did was I just did a wrong place, inspect, did a section analysis, brought it in here to 2 inches, And then I just took a look at it, and that's a neat thing to be able to do. This will be even better when I get proficient at this. So, but anyway, yeah, originally I had the proportions on this all different, and there really wasn't much space here. And I looked at that and I said, that's not going to be very strong. So what I did was actually, based on being able to use this, I shifted these slots in to give me a little bit more space, centered this hole to get these the same, and made this the same. So that way, it's a little bit stronger at this end, which I thought was really neat. So, learning to use this is pretty good tool. So, well, anyway, I really hope that it comes out this nice when I'm done. Okay, well, let's get into making it. Thank you for watching. Bye.